There's periods there to pause. Time. Using triggers to use it wisely. So I did go on a trip, as Fran had said. So thank you all for paying the dues for that. That was not an increase. It was my last NAR trip. This is my last year as a director for NAR. And I had a lot of fun. And my highlight was actually seeing Hamilton. I tell you, if you have an opportunity to see Hamilton the musical, it was amazing. You guys know how I like dance and all that kind of stuff. Hamilton is like Les Miserables in America, rapping hip-hop. That's what it is. It's rapping the whole time. And Hamilton, you would think it's those guys with like George Washington with the wigs, and they're all in there, but they're all Hispanic and African American. And it's really cool. The choreography was really neat. The theme throughout, because most people don't know what Alexander Hamilton did. He was one of the founders of our country. He's definitely the founder of our banking and treasury system. And the whole theme is he's working hard. He's running out of time. And this guy's 19 until he's maybe 45. He's working hard. He's always writing stuff because they got to create the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. He's doing this. And he's always running out of time. He's got his son. He's got his family. He's trying to balance all of this stuff. And he's always thinking about his legacy, what they're going to think about me because we're creating a country. And then he dies. He's the only one of the founding fathers that died early. Anyone remember how he died? In a duel. In a duel. They did duels back there. I'm so glad they don't do that anymore. That suck. So it made me think about us. We're always saying time, 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 time. When I asked, hey, did we get that done? No, we didn't have time. And we all have the same amount of time. You've heard that before. We all have the same amount of time. In our time, always create something. We never waste time, ever. Do you know that? If you sit down, a lot of people say I was wasting time, I was watching TV. That's not a waste of time. If you're sitting down watching TV, you may be watching, let's say you're watching a comedy. When you smile, that changes the chemical makeup of your body. You just changed your life. So you didn't waste time, you did something with your time. However, it's different if you direct your actions and thoughts with your time. If you want to hit a certain goal, and in real estate, that goal would be achieving whatever your number amount is so you can afford to buy whatever you want in your lifestyle, whatever balance you want with your time. So here's one technique that you can use to just direct your time, and it's using triggers. So here's an idea on triggers, and there's more. Fill in the blanks. Here we go. You've heard me say this one before. Every time you view a property, blank someone. Contact someone. So if you remember, and it can't be the person you're in the car with. That's cheating. You contact somebody. If you do that as a habit, and some of you may see 30 properties a week, you just added 30 contacts that may add one more lead, one more transaction, one more deal. Every time you put your behind in a seat, I didn't want to swear. Everyone knows what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Okay. Remember your
seatbelt.
No. That's automatic. That's a habit. Your why. Remember your why. So we're talking about triggers. If you think to yourself and you build a habit, every time I sit down, I remember my why. Why am I working? Why am I doing this? Is it your kids? Is it college tuition? What is it today? Because then you're focused and motivating yourself to get something done before you, right when you sit down. Next one, every time you eat, oh, this is easy. Oh, yeah. Every time you eat, post on Instagram or post on Facebook or do the chat snap thing. Do one of those things. Why do we do that? Because we want to live on social media. If you live your life on social media, you're interacting with people, you strengthen the bonds, and you can use that to generate business. Okay. Every time you drive, blank your blank. No, that's Waze. That's not the blank the blanks. Practice your dialogue. That's your trigger. Your trigger is when I'm driving and practice my dialogue. I did that for years, and I had to drive to town. Even now when I drive to town, I'm either calling somebody, and it's funny because Debbie over there, she goes, where are you driving to? When I call her, she always says, where are you driving to? So she knows that's what I do when I'm driving. Or practice my dialogue. My trigger is when I'm driving, I'm going to do something. Next one.
Are your dialogues shorter now since you have to drive only 4 minutes? That's a good one.
I still drive to town like 5 times a week. Yeah, and I'm stuck in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot traffic. Here's the interesting one that I thought of. Every time you have a blank, think, and then it goes quotes, change your blank. So every time you have a blank, think, change your blank. I know that one's like impossible to figure out. So here we go. Every time you have a thought, every time you have your thought, and you don't like that thought, you don't like that thought. So maybe that thought is, I don't want to make this call. Maybe that thought is, I don't want to be here. Whatever the thought is that recurs in your mind, it should be a trigger where that you're going to say it in your mind or out loud if you want to say it out loud. I'm going to change my mind, change your mind. I do that. There's certain things I say, you know, I notice I've been doing this bad. And when that happens, I say to myself, change your mind. And if I do that up for 2 or 3 days, I'll stop thinking about that stuff. It works. It's hard, but it works. All right, here we go. Every time you sit down to watch TV, decide if there is something blank to do. Yeah, better. Something else, something better to do. And that doesn't mean watching TV is bad. That's your choice. However, sometimes maybe there is something better we can do. Like going hiking the Miley Pillbox. I don't know. Okay, so triggers can help focus your time. Now, don't try to do all the triggers this week or today. Choose one. And you'll be amazed if you use one trigger every month how you're focused towards your goal.